Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Pittsburgh. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Hey, take 26. 319. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. 319.
And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
And that certainly could be a sign of things to come because they're blitzing to start this ball game, and it works for them there as they force the incomplete pass.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Now runs straight ahead with Warren. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 down at the 39. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Running left, it's Warren. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a 1st down. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Warren will try to right side. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. That's George Karlaftis greeting him behind the line with a big stop.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 27-yard line. We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another 1st there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And the Chiefs are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 24. Now a throw here out wide. He might be looking to throw this again. The throw's going to be caught.
Places pass. Complete to Isaiah Pacheco. Out of bounds at the 25-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Now 2nd and 9. Pacheco gets it and tries the left side. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
First down.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Now he'll tuck this and run. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. T.J. Watt. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Throwing now is Mahomes. And this one is incomplete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now here's Mahomes. And that will be incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They're going to try and throw. Going up top. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. On the give, it's Warren. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Come on. Set.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They have 3 yards on 1st down, just 1 yard there.
3rd and 6.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
Green 18. Box it, box it, box it, box it. Green 18.
On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. And they're able to stop him short. On 3rd and 6, they'll only pick up 4. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And no field goal try here from the red zone. Offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th.
Green 18.
Oh, look at this play call. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's at 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
A handoff for Warren. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. George Karlaftis, the man to bring him down. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense, and know what they say. Those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
2nd and 10.
Over. Look, Green 18. Green 18.
They'll run it. Warren. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Green 18. Inside. Jump out. Green 18.
From the gun on 3rd down, Rodgers. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
First down and goal to go.
No. Blue 58.
And we will likely not see another play here as they take the knee and head into the intermission all tied. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Blue 58.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. DK Metcalf in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers.
Makes the score Steelers 7, Chiefs 0. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Just the 1 touchdown in that first half. 7-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Chiefs take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. You know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
A gain of 3 yards. That's good for Kansas City Chiefs. First down. First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. That's complete. It's Travis Kelce. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. Mahomes now to throw. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10.
Kansas City Chiefs. First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. That's complete. Left side to Worthy. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. They'll send Rice in motion. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this third quarter. A give right side for Pacheco. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a second and 10.
Brings up second and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Here's Mahomes to throw. Open man, it's the tight end Kelce. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
17 yards.
Now Patrick going to change the play.
Chiefs. First down. First and goal, Kansas City.
Now Mahomes. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal.
A gain of 3. Brings up second and goal.
Sunday, on Sunday, on Sunday, on Sunday.
And the play clock about to expire. Andy Reid notices it and takes a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Come on, come on. Hey. Ready.
And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and goal.
No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
No gain on the play.
This defense continues to be good on 3rd down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown offensively. Are you saying, let's go for this, let's try to get it in the end zone?
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up the big play that you would expect in downs 1 through 3. Why should 4th down be any different? You might want to go ahead and kick the field goal and see if you can figure out something else as this game moves on.
So following the failed try on 4th down, we'll change ends and change possession. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So got to work on getting first downs. Keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
And for the defense, this is a spot where you don't want to totally sell out to stop the run, but you do have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see. And that's good work right there to keep them in check on that first down carry.
2nd and 9.
Green 18. Hey, take 26. Green 18.
And they'll run it here. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
3rd and 8.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Inside. Hey, take 26.
Here's Rodgers. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, 1-score game. 1st and 10 here. They'll try and run down some clock with Johnson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
As always, no rooting interest here, but that was pretty, wasn't it, to see him break through and then pick up his stride.
Yeah, the guy carrying the ball loves it. I think the O-line, they might like and take more satisfaction out of those runs than anybody else, though, right?
Without a doubt, because they're the ones that often have created it.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on 1st down. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run. I think as a running back in this spot, you have to understand there's not going to be a whole lot of room to run. And in this case, ball protection takes precedent over trying to make something happen.
The Steelers signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Second and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run.
Bronco 80.
Shedding through the defense. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
That was well coached and even better executed because you saw him looking for the cutback lane, never materialized, and had excellent pursuit to stack that play up.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive.
Box it, box it, box it, box it. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Rodgers to throw. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should have been picked, huh?
And here's a big one now. Try to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
58.
To throw is Rodgers. That is intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
And Mahomes will do it himself. That's into the hands of Worthy. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout.
A gain of 26 yards. And the 1st down, Chiefs.
Mahomes will throw. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them to completion.
Another try from the 19, 2nd and 10. Mahomes to throw it. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Well, this crowd trying to force a false start here. 3rd and inches. Mahomes. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3.
Well, how about keeping your head about you in this situation? No more timeouts. Finds a way to get out of bounds. Now they can breathe a little bit as they contemplate what to do on the next down.
Here we go. 1st and goal. Mahomes. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with an extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win. Yes, sir, that touchdown puts them in striking distance. And let me tell you something, forget being conservative here. Go for it, go for 2.
Well, going for it on the road. Want to win it right now.
Want to win it right now, have the momentum, go ahead and get it done.
And now they're going to go for 2 and a possible win as this crowd rises to make things difficult. One final try from Mahomes. And it is caught. They got the 2 points, and with it, they've taken the lead.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they'll opt not to return this, but since the ball did hit in the landing zone, this will come out to the 20. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
18. Jump out. 630. 150.
One final try for Rodgers. We've seen this before. He's going to let it fly. This ball intercepted across midfield. And the Chiefs are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. Well, obviously, Charles, this was by no means an offensive track meet. I mean, the defenses were the story in this ball game. But, hey, they got enough points to get the job done. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
You're absolutely right about that, partner. In such a low-scoring game, it completely changes everything you had planned to do out there. Fortunately for them, they got just enough scoring to bring home the win. And in this type of a game, to play their defense, that became one of their biggest keys.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. And with that, we say so long from Pittsburgh.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the inner harbor of Baltimore, Maryland, and M&T Bank Stadium. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen with you, the veteran Chris Boswell, getting things started. Off we go here in Baltimore. And he will only be able to muster the 20-yard line on that return.
At their own 20-yard line.
First carry for one of the league's best workhorses, Derrick Henry. And that play gets nothing. So no gain on the game's first snap.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 21-yard line.
From the 21, here's 2nd down and 9. They're going to go right back to Henry. And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to 3rd down.
Wilson on the stop. It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
We'll go again here with Henry. He'll have a first down past the 40. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Steelers' 36-yard line. A big play there for Baltimore. 39 yards. First and 10 now from the 36. Off the play fake. Jackson. Escaping the danger, throwing and completing. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Now Jackson on the move. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Let's go.
On the handoff, it's Henry.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They'll run for it with Henry.
I'll tell you, Mike, I'm feeling pretty good about my chances of picking up this 4th down when I've got big old Derrick Henry in the backfield. So what an unbelievable job by this defense coming up with a huge 4th down stop.
They'll run. This is Jalen Warren. And he'll move this forward out to the 29-yard line. Teddy Buchanan is there on the tackle.
A gain of 2. Brings up second and 8.
Second down, 8 yards to go.
Set it! 258! Over, inside.
Looking middle there, but it's incomplete. John Allen Smith, the tight end, man he was looking for there. And it's going to bring up a third down.
Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
They need 8 as they come up for third down.
258! Jump out! Hey, take 26!
Working out of the gun, it's Rodgers. And this ball incomplete on third down. DK Metcalf was the intended target. And it's going to bring up fourth down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on third down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
They're indeed going. It's Rodgers. Well covered on the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nate Wiggins. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. So they make the decision on fourth down to try to go for it. Instead, it goes back the other way for a pick 6.
Yeah, and anytime you go for it on fourth down, you're saying, hey, we don't mind rolling the dice and taking some chances. In this case, it backfires. The defense is able to capitalize, and they take it all the way back the other way.
Tyler Luke to kick off for Baltimore.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line.
Here we go. Cougar 19.
Here's a designed run. And he will not be able to turn upfield. They'll drop him behind the line.
Back at the 31-yard line.
So after one, it's the Ravens out front. We'll be back in Baltimore after this. The Steelers with the football to begin the second quarter. quarter. And they've got second and long, 2nd and 14. That is caught out wide on the RPO. Down the right sideline. And he will go all the way. Calvin Austin. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. A terrific job all the way around, especially after the catch, Greg, to take it to the end zone for a touchdown.
I'm just so impressed by the acceleration of this receiver, Mike. He catches what is a short pass, and he's able to turn it up the field and take it all the way for 6. That is an impressive play, run after catch.
Is good. That ties the game at 7. Chris Boswell, the kickoff for Pittsburgh.
So back to level after the touchdown. In time for the kickoff. On the return, it's Keaton Mitchell. Get across the 20, mark him at the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
On first down, they'll start the drive with Henry. What more could you ask for on first down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 30-yard line.
Play action now. Jackson. Now he's just going to pitch this one forward. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete.
So I actually think this is one of those where he was a little bit too unselfish. He's trying to fit that ball in a tight window and maintain his ability as a passer. And I think if he turns himself into a runner and activates his legs, he probably picks up that first down if he calls his own number.
He's tackled at the 32-yard line. A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. Eating the tough yards, they'll go with their fullback.
This play should always end up converting a 4th down, especially at this distance. But you can't tell me there weren't some nerves on that sideline as they sent that play in to snap it. But fortunately, nothing to worry about. The offense gets it done.
So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. Here's Jackson. Short, complete to Likely. Oh, a nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
2nd and 10. They'll run. It's Henry. And he'll manage to work this forward to the 37. Peyton Wilson that time in on the stop.
7-yard line. It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
Here comes 3rd and 6. They'll work straight ahead with Henry. It'll be a pickup of 10. 1st down, Baltimore.
Typically in a 3rd down situation like this, Mike, you're thinking pass, but give credit to this offensive play caller. He flips his tendencies upside down, keeps the ball on the ground. Not only does he get a fresh set of downs, they pick up good yardage.
He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Peyton Wilson that time in on the stop. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. On play action, here's Jackson. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts. They get the stoppage with just over 50 seconds to play in this first half. It's too long for a field goal. They'll go for it here on fourth down. Now, faking the give, escaping to his left. And he's going to have the Ravens first down. They come up with a big one there to keep the drive moving, and then some.
Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And they continue to churn out first downs. What a drive. It continues now with first and goal.
First and goal.
Now Pittsburgh will bang a timeout here. That's their second as it comes to 22 seconds remaining till halftime. A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's first and goal. Now it's a bootleg with Jackson. He's got it at the 3. And he's going to be down close to the goal line. Good job defensively to make sure he did not get to the end zone. Now the Ravens use their first timeout. And it'll come with 15 seconds to play in this first half. Henry will take this one into the end zone. It's a Raven touchdown.
You know, we spent so much time talking about the heroics of a game-winning drive to end the fourth quarter in 2-minute mode. But let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike, at the end of the first half. It might not be in walk-off fashion, but I'll tell you what, executing that here going into halftime changes this entire game.
The extra point, up and good. And the Ravens will move out to a 14-7 lead. Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
From the 35, it's first and 10.
Let's go now. 18 Cardinal, 18.
Now this is going to be a design run. They let him keep it. And he'll work forward for about 4. It's second down.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 5.
We have hit halftime. We're going to take a quick break, come back with the second half of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. This one is going to sail through the end zone for a touchback. On the ground, it's Warren to start the drive. And he'll get this to about the 36-yard line. Travis Jones there to bring him down.
1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's a 2nd and 9.
319. Back north. Hey, 88. 319.
And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. A gain there of 23 yards. That's a Steeler first down.
Boy, they got the block to spring him, and it was a foot race. And when he gets in that foot race, Mike, he's normally good for this type of yardage before anyone's able to run him down.
258. Inside.
And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
This is a play we've seen this offense have success with in the past, but here you have to wonder if they maybe tipped their hand a bit because that one went nowhere.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
319.
That's quickly to Frymuth on the RPO. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
So anytime you decide to blitz, the hope is that the secondary can hold up long enough to allow the extra pressure guys to get to the quarterback. But when you don't get to the quarterback and he's able to get the ball on time and in rhythm, there are holes in the back end, and they're able to pick up the first down.
26.
On 3rd down, Rodgers. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up 4th down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down. It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down.
630.
Fourth down, Rodgers. That is incomplete. They couldn't get the connection on 4th. Going to give the ball over on down.
Sit on. 13. Sit on.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. He's got his tight end likely downfield. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. How about 25 yards to start the drive? First down.
And while it ultimately worked out for him this time, Mike, this is not a throw he wants to make a habit of because that was risky. When he threw it, I thought that ball was being picked. I think he got away with one here, results in a big pickup, and get a fresh set of downs.
On the give, here's Henry. He'll push forward for about a yard. Jalen Ramsey up to make the play.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 9. This is Henry. He'll push forward here down to about the 27. Joey Porter Jr. that time up to make the play.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And They came into the game saying we want to impose our will on the defense, and that's exactly what they've been able to do.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Here's a 3rd down and 4.
Hey, hey.
4th quarter underway, and here's Henry.
TJ Watt there on the tackle. A gain of 3 yards. It's now 4th down and 1.
So on is Tyler Loop in a big spot. This to make it a 2-possession lead. And this one right down the middle. It's good. And that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage. Back to it now after that made field goal. Here's Loop to kick this one away. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. We'll start this on the ground with Warren. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
So I think as you look back over the course of this game, it's really been the inability of this offense, Mike, to create any sort of balanced attack to get anything going. And whether you look at the rushing yards, whether you look at just the points scored, this offense has to find a way going forward to generate more big plays and more balance, both run and pass.
Number 50, hey, you block over here.
From the gun, Rodgers. This one grabbed by Austin. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
10 yards. And the Steelers 1st down. It's a gain of 10. And the Steelers 1st down.
Side. Jump out.
In the shotgun, it's A-Rod. This one is complete to DK Metcalf. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they take it to the 20-yard line with that one. A big play and a much-needed one as well. 31 yards. All 3 timeouts, plus the 2-minute warning remain as we get set for 1st and 10.
Hey, take 26. 26.
Now Rodgers. He's got it at about the 8. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. Give him a dozen yards on that one and give them 1st and goal.
1st and goal.
Here is 1st and goal. Rodgers going up top again. And he will score. Game on. DK Metcalf. Touchdown Steelers. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Boswell now for the extra point. The kick is good. Important extra point. The difference is just 3, a field goal here in the fourth quarter. So time here for the onside kick just in front of the 2-minute warning. So they've cut into the lead. Now just a field goal behind as they kick it off. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. Here's the give to Henry running right. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the Steelers' 45-yard line.
2nd and 11. They'll drop to throw. Off-balance throw. It's complete. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain. And now at 1:52, the defense will pull the plug there as they take a timeout. They come to the line needing 11 here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. That one pop for Dante Wester. And they were hoping for a little more on that one. Brought down well short of the first. It'll bring up 4th down.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
4th down, Jackson. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. They get the conversion with a gain of 22.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. There's a give. Heading right, it's Henry. And the strength on display, rambling through tacklers for a gain of 8 yards. And now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll take it with just over 90 seconds left on the clock. On the ground, here's Henry. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and keep the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground? And with the game on the line, Mike, here, 4th quarter, you put the ball in the hands of your running back behind this big offensive line. Great job, 2 hands on the ball. Powers ahead for the 1st down, and that should all but end this one.
Well, a touchdown here could be the capper to a victory. It is 1st and goal. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play.
And that's exactly how you stress all week, finishing a game. Get the ball and leave no doubt. But that late touchdown, Mike, that should all but just seal this victory away.